Hey everyone, how's it going? Thanks so much for tuning in. Today, we're going to be taking an in-depth look at the 2022 Hyundai Ioniq 5. As with all of my reviews, I'll be covering all of the ins and outs and taking this thing on a thorough drive. We've got a whole lot of stuff to cover, so without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. I'll be the first to admit, it's taken me a while to warm up to EVs. I'm an old school guy at heart, so the thought of diminishing the use of the internal combustion engine and what the impacts would be on the automotive industry over the long term is something that's been in the back of my mind for quite some time. However, EV technology has progressed rapidly in recent years and has spread across most automotive manufacturers in one way or another. Thanks to faster charging, more flexible charging, and a massive increase in public fast charging stations, EVs are becoming more and more prevalent and easier to live with, especially when it comes to daily commuting. I've had the fortune of sampling a number of EVs over the years, but this car in particular got me hooked and excited for what the future has in store. The Hyundai Ioniq 5 is all new and boasts a progressive design that represents a departure from past norms. The design language was inspired by Hyundai's 45 EV concept, which debuted back in 2019. It offers best-in-class ultra-fast charging from 10 to 80% in as little as 18 minutes and rides on Hyundai's exclusive electric global modular platform, which allows for more interior space and optimized performance. In fact, the Ioniq 5's 118.1-inch wheelbase is the longest in Hyundai's current US product lineup. When comparing concept to reality, it's amazing how well the Ioniq 5 captures the overall character and many of the fine details seen on the original concept car. One of the more distinctive elements are the parametric pixel LED lighting elements, in addition to the decorative vertical accent lighting that sweeps across the top of the V-shaped front bumper. Flush automatic door handles provide clean surface styling and enhanced aerodynamics. It's not something you see too often, as only a few manufacturers use a similar style door handle. When you unlock and lock the car, they pop out and retract respectively, whether you use the remote or the touch-sensitive smart key system. Across the sides, a sharp crease highlights the merger of the car's front and rear forms, while a strong C-pillar shape, inspired by the 45 EV concept, gives the Ioniq 5 a commanding presence. For me, this car was one of the most visually exciting new cars I've seen in quite some time. Of course, I'm mainly speaking within the SUV and CUV segment with which this competes in. There are so many derivative designs out there nowadays with similar shapes, similar features, and similar proportions. The Ioniq 5 is in a class of its own, as it offers a unique experience that's unmatched in my book. Customers can choose from up to 6 exterior colors and 3 interior colors. This example is finished in Shooting Star, which is a metallic gray matte finish. It's a $1,000 option, but I think it best exemplifies the Ioniq 5's concept-like styling. It's only offered on the SEL and Limited. Speaking of, the Ioniq 5 is offered in 4 trim levels: SE Standard Range, SE, SEL, and Limited, with base pricing ranging from $39,950 to $51,100. When equipped with a single motor and rear-wheel drive, the Ioniq 5's maximum EPA estimated driving range on a single charge is 303 miles, unless you opt for the SE Standard Range, which is 220 miles on a single charge. Hyundai also offers a dual-motor all-wheel drive setup for an additional $3,900. Not only does the additional motor give a significant boost in power, but you also have the added traction of a permanent all-wheel drive system. The only downside is that the estimated maximum driving range drops to 256. This example was fully loaded with all-wheel drive, carpeted floor mats, and the matte paint. The total MSRP for what you see here, including destination, is $56,920. The 77.4 kilowatt-hour battery pack can be coupled to two electric motor layouts, either with a rear motor only or with both front and rear motors. The top-of-the-line dual motor setup with all-wheel drive produces a combined output of 320 horsepower and a whopping 446 pound-feet of torque. Keep in mind that's near instantaneous torque too. With the dual motor configuration, the Ioniq 5 can accelerate from a standstill to 60 miles an hour in less than 5 seconds. On the flip side, the single rear motor layout offers 225 horsepower and 258 pound-feet of torque and rear-wheel drive. Like I mentioned before, with the single motor, the maximum driving range is 303 miles, while the dual motor has a maximum driving range of 256 miles. The entry-level standard range has a maximum driving range of 220 miles. The transmission is a single-speed reduction gear unit with a shift-by-wire controller to the right of the steering column. You simply put your foot on the brake and rotate the dial forward or backward to select drive or reverse. Park is engaged by the button on the end of the stalk. Rotating the dial half a click selects neutral. There's also several drive modes, including Eco, Comfort, Sport, and with the all-wheel drive system, Snow. The digital instrument cluster changes its layout based on the drive mode selected. It's very futuristic looking, especially with Sport mode activated. Throttle response was the most notable difference between the drive modes. The Ioniq 5's EV platform offers standard 800-volt charging capability, but it can also accommodate 400-volt charging without the need for additional components or adapters. The multi-charging system is a world's first patented technology that operates the motor and drive inverter to boost 400 volts to 800 volts for stable charging capability. With a typical fast charger, the Ioniq 5 can charge from 10 to 80% in just 18 minutes. If you only have 5 minutes to spare, the Ioniq 5 can recoup about 68 miles of range with a fast charger. The standard 10.9 kilowatt onboard charger completes a full charge in 6 hours and 43 minutes using level 2 charging, which requires having an appropriately rated 240 volt outlet installed wherever the car will be parked. That time is perfectly reasonable considering it can be plugged in and left to charge overnight to be ready first thing in the morning. A regular 120 volt household outlet really is not a viable option for charging, as they just don't deliver enough current, resulting in significantly longer charge times. Of course, real-world charge times will vary based on the battery's state of charge, the battery's condition, output of the charger, vehicle settings, and the outside temperature. In my experience, the Ioniq 5's EPA driving range was right on par, but depending on how much you're using the air conditioning, what fan speed you have set, what drive mode you're in, and general electronic draw from using the car's other accessories, your total range will vary. All configurations of the Ioniq 5 have a top speed of 115 miles per hour, and when properly equipped, can tow a trailer with a capacity of up to 2,000 pounds. With energy density enhanced by around 10% compared to existing EV battery technology, the Ioniq 5's battery packs are lighter and mounted lower in the body to further increase cabin space. There's also a new separate cooling block structure which helps make the battery pack more compact. The Ioniq 5 also provides an innovative V2L function, which allows customers to freely use or charge any electric devices, such as electric bicycles, scooters, or camping equipment. It basically can serve as a charger on wheels with 1.9 kilowatt of peak power using a standard 120 volt household outlet. It can even be used to charge a stranded EV or power necessities during a power outage, tailgate parties, camping, or outdoor projects. The V2L function is enabled using an available accessory adapter and goes into the outside charging port. In addition to the outside outlet, there's a second outlet underneath the back row seat for charging laptops, phones, and other devices on the Limited. The second outlet is similar to what you would find on a commercial airliner. The Ioniq 5 is available with two wheel styles. The SE and SEL are only offered with 19-inch wheels and 235/55 tires. The same wheels are standard on the Limited, but only with the rear-wheel drive version. When opting for all-wheel drive on the Limited, you get an exclusive set of gloss black 20-inch wheels with machined outer accents. They feature an intricate web spoke look with a center cap that ties it all together and hides the lug nuts. It's an old school look but reimagined for the modern era. They appear to be in motion even when they're sitting still and are wrapped in 255/45 Michelin tires. The Ioniq 5 has four-wheel disc brakes, with each disc spanning 12.8 inches in diameter. The front discs are internally ventilated, the rear discs are solid. They provide good feel and stopping power. Brake energy regeneration is also standard, along with hill start assist, 4-wheel, 4-channel, 4-sensor ABS with electronic brake force distribution, and an electronic parking brake. There's also a one-pedal driving feature, which lets you speed up and slow down using only the accelerator pedal. What looks like paddle shifters behind the steering wheel are actually paddles to increase or decrease the amount of braking force being applied when using one-pedal driving. It's really quite fun when you get used to it. It also serves as a functional benefit through additional energy regeneration. You can track how much regen has taken place through the digital instrument cluster. The battery pack is flat and spans the entire length of the vehicle floor. By placing the pack low and central to the vehicle's structure, it certainly improves interior space, but it also does a lot for improving handling due to lowering the vehicle's center of gravity. This is not intended to be a sports car, but it is a lot of fun on the back roads, especially with the near-instant torque that EVs are known for. The Ioniq 5 suspension is fully independent, with McPherson struts in front and a 5-link setup in the rear. On the road, the car not only handles well, but it rides well too. The suspension soaks up the bumps nicely, but it's firm enough to feel sporty. It's a nice, well-balanced ride. The steering features electric power assistance with a motor mounted directly to the steering rack. While there's not much feel to it, it's quick and responsive with excellent precision, making it even more fun in the curves. It takes 2.67 turns from lock to lock and has an overall ratio of 14.26 to 1. The turning diameter measures 39.3 feet. The Ioniq 5 Limited's interior is luxurious and very well put together. During my week of driving, I never noticed any creaks or rattles, which was impressive. This thing was very well insulated. Many of the interior touch points, including the seats, headliner, door trim, floor, and armrest, use eco-friendly, sustainably sourced soft-touch materials. These materials include recycled bottles, plant-based yarns, natural wool yarns, and bio-paint with plant extracts. The mixed materials create a unique interior theme that's both pleasant to the touch and exciting to look at. Again, very concept car-like. Look closely and you'll also find parametric pixel accents on the seats and door panels. On the SE model, cloth seating surfaces are standard, while a high-quality leatherette material is used on the SEL and Limited. It's supple enough that you would think it'd be genuine leather. In addition to the pixel accents and the perforated upholstery, there's unique dimpled accents in the upper backrest and orange accent piping. Hyundai also offers an all-black interior. Thanks to the long wheelbase, short overhangs, and the EV platform's shift-by-wire system, the cabin is quite roomy, enabling various arrangements for the front and rear seats and plenty of passenger space. In fact, the Ioniq 5 has more passenger space when compared to the Ford Mustang Mach-E and the Volkswagen ID.4. One of the interior's most notable features is the movable center console that can slide back and forth 5.5 inches. The Ioniq 5 is equipped with an 8-way power-adjustable driver's seat with lumbar and heated front seats. The SEL and Limited have a heated steering wheel. Other standard features on the Limited include an 8-way power passenger seat, ventilated front seats, and a relaxation function for the driver's seat. The latter allows the seat to recline all the way back, while simultaneously bringing up a built-in footrest for the ultimate in vehicle relaxation. It's perfect for when you're at a charging station and need a quick power nap. The only thing that would take it over the top is a massage feature. The environment the car creates is just cool. There's a magnetic board to the left of the digital instrument cluster if you wanted to stick things to it like you would a refrigerator. At night, hidden ambient lighting brings a lounge feeling to the cabin and surrounds the speaker grills as well for an extra level of detail. The Ioniq 5 seamlessly integrates advanced technologies for an enhanced digital user experience. A premium Bose sound system is standard on the Limited, featuring 8 speakers including a subwoofer. With the excellent interior insulation and acoustics, I'd honestly say it was one of the best sounding setups I've heard in a car in quite some time. The wide, configurable dual display cockpit features a 12-inch full-touch infotainment system and a hoodless 12-inch instrument cluster that can be customized to meet customers' needs. The infotainment system is super responsive and features high-resolution graphics with a capacitive touch interface, just like a smartphone. It's a low-glare display too, which is nice. If taking a trip, the navigation system provides real-time travel radius mapping based on the current state of charge, while the connected car services also help search and plan the best route to include a charging station along the way. Apple CarPlay and Android Auto look great on the widescreen display. They're standard on all models. Bluetooth multi-connection support is also available, so 2 devices can be paired at the same time, one for phone calls and one for streaming audio. For those times where you're just sitting idle and feel like relaxing for a bit, there's a Sounds of Nature ambient system that offers 6 calming themes so you can create a peaceful retreat. Of course, the steering wheel has all sorts of multifunction controls that operate the driver information system, radio, telephone, voice recognition system, and cruise control. Storage space is plentiful. For starters, you have a cubby beneath the dash with a USB outlet and a 12-volt power outlet. There's large door pockets and a cavernous glove box, as well as all of the open space beneath the center armrest. You'll also find a couple of additional USB outlets, 2 cup holders, and additional space within the center armrest. A wireless phone charger is included on the SEL and Limited. The Ioniq 5 is packed with a plethora of active and passive safety systems, not to mention a suite of standard driver assistance technologies. The SEL and Limited models offer additional functionality, but all trim levels, including the SE, come with the same basic technologies, including forward collision avoidance, parking distance warning, rear cross traffic collision avoidance, lane keeping assist, lane following assist, speed limit assist, driver attention warning, highway driving assist, high beam assist, blind spot collision avoidance, and more. Like I said, a whole lot of stuff. On the Limited, you also have more than just your standard backup camera. You have a surround view monitor that gives you a 360-degree look all around the vehicle. You also have blind spot view monitors, which appear in the digital instrument cluster as soon as you flip on a turn signal. For the first time in a Hyundai, the Ioniq 5 features a heads-up display with augmented reality mode, essentially turning the windshield into a display screen. Drivers can choose to use AR technology to project relevant information such as turn-by-turn navigation, advanced safety, and the car's surroundings nearly 4 feet in front of their line of sight on the road. This allows drivers to process information quickly while keeping their attention on the road ahead. When it comes to airbags, there's dual front airbags, driver and front passenger side impact airbags, and side curtain airbags for the front and rear passengers with rollover sensors. A couple more exclusive features found on the Limited include a fixed glass panoramic sunroof with sunshade, as well as manual sunshades for the rear doors. While I typically prefer a sunroof that can be opened, having such a large span of uninterrupted glass to look through is awesome. It gives the interior an even greater sense of openness. The Ioniq 5's rear seat is roomy and incredibly comfortable. The nearly flat load floor allows for up to 3 folks to sit comfortably with good legroom. You'll notice that all of the mixed materials, including the textile upholstery used in the front, make their way to the rear seat as well. For added versatility, the second row seat can slide forward up to 5.3 inches, recline, and fold for extra cargo space. There's LED lighting, plenty of storage, overhead handles and coat hooks, and even USB charge ports in the back of the center console. Being 5 foot 10 inches, I had plenty of head and legroom to spare. People over 6 feet will not have a problem sitting back here. There's 3 adjustable headrests and a fold-down console with cup holders. The rear seat itself is soft and supportive, just like the front seats. Having the adjustability is nice too, especially the reclining, so you can kick back and relax. Keeping things comfortable is a set of adjustable air vents mounted in the B-pillars. Child seat anchors can be found in all 3 rear seating positions. The SEL and Limited models come standard with a hands-free smart liftgate, which senses the presence of the key fob as you walk up to the back and opens the liftgate automatically. This makes it effortless to load cargo if your arms are full, and it eliminates the need to swing your foot underneath the back bumper like some other similar systems out there. Of course, there are buttons to open and close the liftgate if you weren't using the hands-free function. Out back, there's a cargo privacy cover, the 60/40 split folding rear seat, and a compartment underneath the trunk floor. The floor can be positioned in different ways depending on what you're hauling. It can also be removed completely for easier storage of taller vertical items. The Ioniq 5 provides 27.2 cubic feet of cargo space behind the rear seats, which increases to up to 59.3 cubic feet when the rear seats are folded. With the trunk floor in place, you have a flat loading surface all the way up to the front seats. On either side panel, there's a D-ring if you need to tie something down, in addition to LED illumination and a single 12-volt power outlet. Well everyone, I hope you enjoyed the in-depth look at the 2022 Hyundai Ioniq 5. Be sure to leave a like down below because it really helps the videos a lot, and if you haven't subscribed already, consider doing so because of course, there's always a lot more content where that came from. I'll see you guys on the next one. Take care.